only move when you tell me to. A habit I wish I never knew. I feel the fire when I'm under the gun.
I am Walker Campbell. I've just been interviewed by Keith Andrew, and it was a real pleasure. And I just had a blast and hope to work with him again.
Gentlemen, you're watching the Keith Andrew Network. It is episode 755. That's right, 755. I'm here with Walker Campbell. It's a real honor and privilege having you as a guest. And thank you for joining the Keith Andrew Network.
Thanks for having me.
No, the honor's all mine. For people who want to know what the Keith Andrew Network's about, whole point of my talk show is to show people that even with having a learning disability, I can still amount to something. And at the same time, I'm able to turn myself into an example for people out there dealing with any types of learning disabilities and disabilities to never give up and prove people wrong. Prove to them that labels do not dictate who you are and who you're going to be. Just prove to them you can stem out to something. So hashtag break the labels. That being said, 26 minutes of your time, 27 if we go over an extra minute. Freedom of speech, self-expression, it's PG-13. The highest I go is TB-14, but I don't think you got to be cursing because your mom's right next to you. So it's mostly PG-13. The highest is 14, no F words whatsoever. But it is uncensored because it's freedom of speech, self-expression, and you can express yourself any way you like. That's what uncensored is about. So the first question I want to ask you is, how you been during quarantine?
I've been fine. I've been keeping up with my stuff. I've been singing, acting, and modeling on Instagram. Mostly I've been promoting myself on Instagram.
No, absolutely. It's in a way, it's good, for social media wise, because, everyone's like, well, I'm stuck at home. What am I supposed to do? Facebook, even though Facebook is this big evil corporation thing, but we can get that on in a little bit. But, Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and all these different formats, even, PlayStation, Nintendo, Xbox, just the whole online services, they're probably just raking in the money. And it's, in a way, good business. But at the same time, it's nice to get out of the house. It's nice to do other things because psychologically, you need to get out of the house and interact with other people. Yes, it's nice to stay home, but you don't want to be a hermit for the rest of your life.
Yeah, I have been doing in-person school, so that's at least good. We don't have to do virtual. I not like virtual.
Now, the first question I want to ask you is, what do you like about doing online classes versus being there in person?
Well, online you do get to stay home, and I get to stay at home with my mom. And but you don't just get the benefit of being with other people and being with friends and making new friends, because I've actually gone to a new school this year, and going in person has really helped me get to know some more people. So it's just, and also you get a lot more done.
No, I agree with you. Now, the other question I want to ask you is, where's my card? I actually wrote myself down. Here it is. Actually, empty one. Usually I have like an index card, but I don't know where it disappeared to. Actually, is it right here? See, anything can happen live. You mentioned that you are a professional actor, model, and performance artist. And the first question I want to ask you is, what do you mean you're a performance artist?
Well, I like to think that I'm a pretty good singer, but my main thing is how I perform, and that's kind of like connecting with people and just kind of getting more into the music. and also having a lot more fun, I think. But yeah, I mean, it's just all that stuff, just kind of moving around the stage and
Just being on stage.
yeah, just being on stage.
No, absolutely. And the more I look at the background that you have, it's really nice. I always wanted a place similar to that.
It's my dog.
That's a cute dog. Well, is it a he or she?
It's a he. He's a Sheltie.
That's a cute dog.
Yeah. His name is Thor.
I see you like the Avengers.
Yeah.
Now,
Like
the Avengers are something I like too. But personally, I'm not upset. Well, let me ask you, do you like DC Comics, Marvel, or do you like alternative superheroes like, say, Dragon Ball Z?
Probably Marvel. That's like the main thing that I watch, and also they have a lot of good movies and different characters and different.
Oh, I agree with you. Marvel has, and I actually have a picture in front of me. I'm a big fan of that. I grew up to Spider-Man, Wolverine, Fantastic Four, and some great cartoons I would actually recommend to you. It's go to Netflix, look up cartoons from the early 90s, Spider-Man, the X-Men, Fantastic Four, Iron Man. These things are great. And if you want to go back to the 80s, some of the 80s cartoons are really some of the best. Spy and Amazing Friends, He-Man. Okay, He-Man isn't DC or Marvel, but still, if you appreciate the classics, you can appreciate the art behind it and the storytelling. But the other one for me is people always say, do you like Marvel or do you like DC? But recently I've been thinking, you know what? You can keep Captain America, you can keep Superman. Who do I want watching my back? Son Goku. I'm a big Dragon Ball fan.
Well, I mean, I personally have never watched Dragon Ball, but
Who would you have watching your back?
I mean, just a lot of the just superhero characters. Like, you got Batman, you got Superman, and you got on the Marvel side, you have Iron Man and Captain America and all the Avengers. It's just so many. It's just a lot of great characters. And
Well, let's ask you one more thing about superheroes, and we can go to our next subject. Are you great with names of professional actors who played superheroes?
I mean,
Like, for an example, if I said, who do you like more as Batman, Michael Keaton or Christian Bale?
I don't really pay attention to the actors, but back to the voice thing. I might be able to do some impressions, but not mostly. But when I was a kid, I loved dressing up as superheroes. Like, that was my main thing that I did. Like, I would just have like my entire closet full of just superheroes. Like, every day, Batman. Like, Monday, Superman. Tuesday, I don't know, whatever. But yeah, I just love superheroes.
So a superhero for 7 days of the week.
Yep.
But the one thing you did point out that I do want to tell you about is, do you have a passion for doing voiceovers?
Not really, but I can do different voices, I guess. Just not really. Although voiceovers, like, in certain ways, they can be good. Like,
It's like
yeah, like in cartoons. But it just kind of depends.
Oh, absolutely. Now, the next question I want to ask you, then I'm going to take a commercial break, is the first one is, out of older roles that you performed in, or let me rephrase that, older roles, out of everything that you perform in for being a professional actor, what was your most favorite and what was your very first?
Okay. Well, my very first play that I've ever done was actually, I think it was 2 years ago. 2 years ago, Hansel and Gretel. First ever play, school play. I was the father. It wasn't my favorite role, but I mean, just like it got me started. And it wasn't a musical, but I just loved the acting in it. And then after that, kind of in a little different thing, like our classmates made up a play. We like made up some lines, and we basically reenacted the movie of The Greatest Showman. So that was really fun. And then that got me into musicals, which I signed up for another play, which was Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. And I got Charlie. And
But you look like, oh, go ahead, I'm sorry.
but that's what got me into singing. And that was my favorite role ever that I've ever played in any play.
Well, tell them about your music video.
Oh,
You
yeah.
acted in a music
And then
video.
I also have done a music video, which was Think About It by James Robert Webb. And that was also pretty fun.
Very cool. And you do look like the kid from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Thank you.
Now we're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back from the show, I'm going to ask you about working with people with disabilities, social media, and then I'm going to pass it over to you.
I'm Penny Fine.
Hi, it's Mimi Chen.
Hi, my name is Ellen George.
I'm Shauna Toth.
Hey guys, I'm Anastasia Edwards.
Hi, this is Jackie Nunez.
Hi, I'm Millie Rose Fair.
Hey guys, I'm Alexandria Denise, and you're watching Keith Andrews Show. He's doing a terrific job. Make sure you like and subscribe, and stay tuned for more awesomeness.
Welcome back to the Keith Andrews Network at 755. That's right, 755. As I said before we were taking a commercial break, I'm going to ask you some funny questions, some hard-hitting ones. And this is your very first interview, so I'm hoping I'm making a good impression on you. But the other question I want to ask you is, being a performance star, being in the entertainment world and everything, have you ever worked with people with disabilities besides me? And are you willing to work with people with disabilities?
Yeah. I mean, they were same, just I guess different. But they're all really fun. I have recently actually worked with a guy. He was really, really nice. He did guitar for me when I did a Facebook concert with some people for band and music. And he had a stutter. And yeah, he was just really nice. So
You're a great musician.
he was a really good musician. He was really good at guitar. Like,
Hope to work with him again.
yeah, and I really hope to work with him again.
Oh, absolutely. It's always good to make a first. It's always, when you work with somebody, it's always good to make a first impression, because the first impression is a lasting impression. Then the next question I want to ask you is, with everything that you accomplish, how did you get your very first role? You know, is it because you're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn? Is it because you're on social media that makes it so much easier for people to reach out to you? Number one. And going back to the first part is, what made that first leap for you? Like, I'll give you an example. You just sign up to Facebook and Twitter and everything. Was it because as soon as you sign up, people came to you? Or did you have to do your research and then you approach them and say, this is what I want to do?
Well, mainly, they would reach out to me through, I like to think Instagram, and yeah, and there is a lot of stuff going around like in my kind of area, so I can go there and I can have fun and I can do stuff there, and then maybe it like spreads out and gets the word around, and then I get more stuff there and there and there and there and there.
Okay, what about this? What was the very first thing, and I know I asked you this in the beginning, but I'm going to ask you again, but what was the very first acting role that you got? Did you look in like on YouTube? Did you look on Yahoo and approach this company? Or was it they came across in your Instagram and says, you know what, this kid has the looks, we want to approach them, we'll approach you?
Well,
No, you got through, not through social media, but through other networks, through personal networks.
yeah.
So you need to tell him that.
Yeah. Well, my first
Professional job.
Okay. So my first everything that I ever did was a play, like I said.
Yes.
But my first professional job was a music video. Like I also but that was my first ever like film, basically. I did do a film when I was like 3, but that's not really anything. I was like, I ran out of the house, I ran back in. That was about it. Yeah. But
And you say you got the
yeah, and I
video
got it
through people that you knew personally.
through people that I knew personally, like my singing coach, his kind of assistant got me the job, and it was like really helpful, and it really boosted my spirit that people were looking for jobs for me. So.
No, absolutely. You know, it goes back to what I was saying. First impression as a lasting impression. And I know I heard this growing up because my dad tells my brother and my sister all of this all the time. It's who you know that helps you get places. You know, you may work hard, you can work your ass off and everything. That's great. And you should have that attitude. But at the same time, it's who you know and who they know. So it's all about networking, you know, getting along with people. Even if you don't like somebody, you know, you put a smile on your face, you're professional, and say, you know what, thank you for the opportunity. I appreciate it. And there's never burn any bridges. Because the one thing you're going to realize that I realized, as you're climbing that ladder, you're going to meet the same people going up as you're coming back down in life. And your mom can agree with me on that. You know, you're going to meet the same people going up as you're coming back down. So it's always good to say, oh, hey, you're blah, blah, blah. I have a good, you know, he was a good person. And there's always a good thing. You don't want to be like, you know, I know a lot of jackasses and like, oh, yeah, hey, I know that person. I want nothing to do with them. Never be that person. It's always better to take the high road and say, be professional, not kiss anyone's butt or anything. Just be professional, be yourself, and be real. The more you're being real with people and you're upfront with them, the more that's able to connect. And you can, there's something about, for me anyway, you feel energy because we're all made of energy. If you talk to someone and you feel uncomfortable in a situation, then apparently that person isn't the right fit for you. But if you're talking to somebody and you're like, you know, I can talk to this person for an hour, 2 hours, and I feel really comfortable talking to this person, I can tell you whatever, that's a good person. And you can say something about like chemistry or something, but you can feel the energy saying, okay, this person has positive energy versus this person who has a personality of a stump. But with that being said, with the last 5 minutes left, I'm going to ask you, have you ever pulled any funny pranks on the people? And was there anything you wanted to talk about? Passing the show over to you.
Well, on the pranks part, I love pranking my sister, which is in college. She hates snakes. So, get a lot of rubber snakes around places. But I'm not a huge trickster, just mainly on her.
Well, go ahead. I'm sorry.
And back to that video. It just basically kicked off my social media career. Like, we got the video out, and then I started doing different stuff for different people, and Banner Music picked me up, and we did a song together. And because they were with James Robert Webb at the time, so that was really awesome. And fun fact, I am colorblind. Whoa.
You know, it's funny, not in a ha-ha funny, but there's actually glasses. You know, I may actually buy a pair from my dad. You know, I don't know if he's going to wear them or not, so that would be a waste of money. But there's actually glasses for people who are colorblind to help them see color.
Yeah, I mean, we have thought about that, but I mean, sometimes seeing the world in a different color can be nice, I guess.
True. You know, I can relate. You know, you don't want to be a carbon copy of everyone who you meet. It's always better to be different, and you stand out. Not saying to be different and weird, but I mean, it's always nice to see things from a different point of view.
Yeah, I mean, like, everybody has something different about them, and if you're colorblind, then just that's one of them. So, like, if you have a difference, then it's nothing to be ashamed of. It's just something that it might be good, that like a little change than somebody else.
No, absolutely. Now, the last question I want to ask you is, how can your fans follow you? You know, are you on, apparently you're on Instagram, but are you on any other social medias?
I am on Facebook. It hasn't really, that hasn't really kicked off yet. And I'm also on TikTok. I've only posted one video, but hey, I'm on there.
But you have a website that should be released this week.
Yep. Website gonna be released this week.
And you have a new song coming out.
And a new song coming out called Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas. That will be released on Black Friday.
On all the streaming services.
On all the streaming services.
Oh, that's very cool. And don't worry, your Instagram name will be in the bottom of the screen, so your fans will get to follow you. Now, the last one I want to ask you is, when I first approached, I want you to be brutally honest. When I first approached you to be a guest on my talk show, what was your first reaction? What made you say yes? And after being a guest, how do you feel now, and would you recommend it to other people?
Well, I've never, like you mentioned earlier, I've never been on a talk show or really anything like this. But I mean, this was fun. And I do recommend it to other people because, yeah, it's fun. You can just really be yourself and talk about different stuff.
No, absolutely. You know, a lot of things. Well, let me ask you this question. Then I can tell you what I was going to say. You know, if someone, I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to phrase this. Say, for an example, on your Instagram, do you follow every single person, or do you only follow people who you work with?
I do not follow every single person. I do not work my Instagram. My beautiful mother here does. So, but she doesn't just like, whoever follows me just goes follow.
Yeah.
She does go through their stuff and what a great mother does, and keeps me safe from.
No, I agree with you 100%. You know, recently, actually yesterday, I said, you know what, I am following 1,500 people. And I was thinking to myself, why? why am I following this many people? So I came up with the idea of just removing everyone and start from scratch. You know, okay, so for the record, I only follow people who I know and who I work with. And I have to tell you, these people are freaking childish. I got emails saying, yo, I thought we were friends. Why did you unfollow me? It's like, have we ever worked together? No. Okay. Are you in the entertainment business? No. Do you know who I am? No. Okay, then why am I even bothering with this person? You know, it's stupid things like that. It's kind of like, if, for an example, a reason why I'm following you is because I worked with you. Most of the people who I interviewed, I'm going to follow because I either know them or I work with them. Or I'm making an occasional exception and say, I like this person. But just to say, you know, the just stupid model of, you know, you follow me, I follow you. It's kind of like, yeah, it's nice, but you don't want to be taken advantage of at the same time. It's like, okay, I get it. You're only following me because of I'm following you, and you know that, you know, drama. But anyway, I just wanted to say that.
I mean,
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, but sometimes you just have to do that and just like start from scratch.
Wrapping up our interview segment, it was a real honor and privilege having you as a guest. It was a great first interview with you. I hope I made a first impression on you. And you're more than welcome to be on the show down the road. I just want to say thank you for your time.